A significant shift in the energy landscape of Europe has occurred as Russian gas exports through Soviet-era pipelines running across Ukraine came to a complete stop on New Year's Day. This development marks the end of an era characterized by Moscow's substantial influence over European energy markets, a dominance that has persisted for decades. Despite nearly 3 years of ongoing conflict, gas supplies had continued to flow until this abrupt halt. Gazprom, Russia's state-controlled gas company, announced that exports ceased at EU500 GMT after Ukraine declined to renew a crucial transit agreement. The cessation of gas transit was widely anticipated, yet it signifies a pivotal moment in the geopolitical energy dynamics of the region. Unlike the crisis experienced in 2022, when dwindling Russian gas supplies sent prices soaring and exacerbated the cost of living crisis across the European Union, this stoppage is not expected to significantly impact consumer prices. The last remaining EU nations receiving Russian gas through Ukraine, including Slovakia and Austria, have successfully secured alternative sources. Hungary, however, will continue to receive Russian gas via the TurkStream pipeline, which runs beneath the Black Sea. In Transdniestria, a breakaway region in Moldova that has historically relied on these transit flows, local authorities have already begun to feel the effects. The local energy company, TurkStream, announced early Wednesday that heating and hot water supplies would be cut off for households. Residents have been advised to dress warmly and utilize electric heaters as temperatures drop. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky took to the Telegram messaging app to characterize the end of gas transit through Ukraine as one of Moscow's biggest defeats. He called upon the United States to increase its gas supplies to Europe, emphasizing that bolstering the market with resources from reliable partners would expedite Europe's recovery from its past dependence on Russian energy. Zelensky also highlighted the importance of supporting Moldova during this period of energy transition. In response to the cutoff, the European Commission reassured that the EU had adequately prepared for this eventuality. A spokesperson stated, "The European gas infrastructure is flexible enough to provide gas of non-Russian origin," noting that significant new liquefied natural gas, LNG, import capacities have been established since 2022. Historically, Russia and the former Soviet Union invested heavily over several decades to secure a major share of the European gas market, which peaked at approximately 35%. However, since the onset of the war in Ukraine, the EU has drastically reduced its reliance on Russian energy by increasing imports from Norway and sourcing LNG from Qatar and the United States. Ukraine's refusal to extend the transit agreement reflects a broader European decision to move away from Russian gas. Ukrainian Energy Minister German Galushchenko declared, "We stopped the transit of Russian gas. This is a historic event. Russia is losing its markets. It will suffer financial losses." The cessation of gas transit will have financial repercussions for Ukraine, which stands to lose up to $1 billion annually in transit fees from Russia. To mitigate this impact, Ukraine plans to quadruple gas transmission tariffs for domestic consumers starting Wednesday. This increase could impose an additional burden on the country's industry, costing upwards of 1.6 billion hryvnias, approximately 38.2 million each year. On the Russian side, Gazprom is projected to incur losses nearing $5 billion due to diminished gas sales. Following a contractual dispute, Gazprom halted supplies to Austria's OMV in mid-November. However, recent weeks had seen some Russian gas reaching Austria via Slovakia at a rate of around 200 gigawatt-hours (GW) per day. For January 1st, only about 70 gigawatt per day is expected to flow from Slovakia to Austria, according to Austria's energy regulator, E-Control. Slovakia's primary gas buyer, SPP, announced that it would supply customers primarily through pipelines from Germany and Hungary, but warned of increased transit costs associated with these alternative routes. Historically, combined pipeline routes from Russia delivered a record-high 201 billion cubic meters, BCM, of gas to Europe in 2018. However, recent developments have drastically altered this trajectory. The Nord Stream route across the Baltic Sea was sabotaged in 22, and the Yamal-Europe pipeline traversing Belarus has also ceased operations. In total, Russia exported approximately 15 BCS of gas via Ukraine in 2023, significantly down from 65 BCM when the last five-year contract commenced in 2020. As Europe navigates this new energy landscape, it faces both challenges and opportunities in securing a stable and diversified energy future free from